Hi, everyone. This is Donna Peterson, and I am the CEO of World Innovators. This week, I attended an event, and it was a sales and marketing roundtable that Precision Metal Forming Association had. And while I was there, I realized there are some companies who have a very small marketing department, or really it gets pushed to sales to do the marketing. And they're all trying to figure out how to do some kind of marketing without a large team. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to just go through a few tactics and steps they could take to just start getting their company out there to reinforce their brand. So let's jump in. The first thing before you start any marketing is, if you have an in-house database, trying to figure out who is your target audience. Who is buying from you, and what are they buying? I know that sounds like a silly question, because as business owners, you're like, well, I know my audience, I know what they're buying. But sometimes you really have to look at it to see the percentages. I worked with a company once, and they had 6 different products. They wanted to market all 6 products. And I said, okay, can you give me the number or the percentages of how much they're being bought? By who? And when we went in and we started to look into the information, there were 2 products of theirs. Like, yes, they had a few buyers, but nothing compared to the other 4 products. And after discussion, we realized, okay, you know what? Let's cut away those 2 products, concentrate on the 4 where most of their sales were coming from, and then we could allocate more money towards those 4 products. And this is why I'm saying, look at that house file. Look to see who's buying from you and what they're buying. Now, of course, when you're looking at this house file, if you have one, you've got to make sure it's cleaned and updated. That means every record has been verified. You have a good email address on them. And then, if at all possible, append as much information to the record that you have. Now, if you have a database that you've never done anything with, you haven't made sure it's cleaned and updated, there are different companies out there that can help you. I know Fresh Address is the one I usually go to. They're able to take your database, they're able to verify the information and see if it's accurate. And then if it's not, you pay a little bit extra and they give you the accurate information that they have on file. It is worth it to make sure that when you're starting to analyze this house database, that it's good information. Otherwise, you're analyzing something that may not be good quality, and what's the point of that? You're wasting your time. So take that list, try to get it cleaned and updated, find out who your buyers are and what are they buying from you. Now, I know we're talking about a small marketing team, but that really is not that hard to do. You should be able to get that done quickly. And then, like I said, you can go to services that can help you verify that information, get it cleaned and updated for you. So it's kind of out of your control. It won't take you a lot of time. Then the second thing, I know we're now dealing with a small team. We don't have a lot of time here. I would start with LinkedIn. And I know people are like, oh, wait, here we go. Social media. How am I supposed to keep up with this? I'm asking you to take small increments every day. And people say, well, then what about X? And what about Instagram and TikTok? My philosophy is, be great at one thing before you move on to the next. Since all my clients are normally in that industrial space, it's LinkedIn. Start with LinkedIn and get yourself to be amazing on LinkedIn. What do I mean by being amazing? I mean, once a week, we all have that amount of time. Once a week, post something on LinkedIn, something thought-provoking, something that your target audience would like to learn. And I don't mean post something about, oh, look at our new piece of equipment. No, Post something educational, post something you went to a recent meeting. People were talking about this. I thought this would be of interest to you. Just like I'm doing this live. I'm not promoting my services. What I'm saying is, I was at this event earlier this week. I noticed there are a lot of companies with non-existent or very small marketing teams. And so I'm giving some tactical ways that they can market their brands in the least amount of time, the least amount of money. So start with LinkedIn. And like I said, set a goal of one post a week. And then I ask you to give LinkedIn 5 to 10 minutes every day. 5 to 10 minutes to go in there, look at other people's posts, comment on it. And when I say comment, don't put just, oh, that's great. Congratulations. That looks nice. No, you want something that creates the conversation. So if you see the post, then maybe you say something else like, oh, yes, this is great. Congratulations. Did you also notice that blah, blah, blah happened this week? Just so it starts to get people to comment back and forth. That is what LinkedIn was set up for. LinkedIn was set up for businesses and people to talk back and forth, not all these crazy long sales promotions we keep getting. That is not what was supposed to happen. It was supposed to help connect us all. Then when you're on there for that 5 to 10 minutes, pick five people that you want to connect with and send them a note saying, I'd like to connect with you. A simple note. Don't do a lengthy one. I mean, my connection notes are usually like 3 sentences. I noticed that both of us were at this last event. I thought it'd be great for us to continue to share tactics about this. That's it. Or I noticed we both went to the same college and we work in the same place. It would be fun if we connected. Send a little note that's short but authentic to you. Don't send out, like I said, those boilerplate long sales things with links and this and that. No, you just want to connect so you can start to share. You start doing this and give yourself a month. Put it on the calendar because we all know what do they say? 21 days before a routine really sets in. You know, if you're going to exercise, they say you got to go for 21 days and then it'll become a habit. Same thing here. Do your social media. Okay, not for a month, 21 days. So I'm giving you guys a 21-day challenge. 21 days to work on LinkedIn. Do one social media post a week. Get on 5 to 10 minutes a day. And do put a timer on it because I have to tell you, LinkedIn can suck you in. It can suck you in. You can end up spending half a day there. And then you've lost all that time. Don't do that. Literally set a clock on your phone so it dings at 10 minutes and you get off. 5 to 10 minutes, try to gaining new connections and to be commenting on other people's posts. Then the second thing, once you get past that 21 days, if you're feeling good and you feel like you've got a good cadence, a good rhythm to this, it's not that difficult, you've got it going, set up a company newsletter. Why a company newsletter is great is because you can continue to show your customers and prospects what's going on. What are your thoughts? Have it be authentic and unique to your brand. Don't just regurgitate other material. Like for me, I get a lot of marketing things. I must get 3 or 4 different newsletters of all the same articles. All they're doing is repurposing other people's articles. Why do we all need that? We don't need that. That's why I say keep your newsletter about your company. So sometimes I have clients who will do a newsletter and they recap their social media posts for the month. You will have done 4 for the month. You have one newsletter. Maybe you pick out your most popular one that month and say, this is our most popular social media post this month, and you put it in there. Then maybe you wrote a blog. Or if you didn't write a blog, maybe someone in your company went to a trade show. Something that your company has done, put it into this newsletter. Newsletters don't have to be long. They could be short. They could be 2 items. They could be 8 items, but have it be yours and have it go out to your customers and prospects at the same time every month. You get into a cadence. So they say, oh, end of the month, I'm getting this newsletter from XYZ. They'll be learning to expect it. Just like I go do these LinkedIn Lives, 4 o'clock every Thursday. People have realized it and they remember to come and watch. At least I hope someone's out there. But you know what I'm saying? So do the newsletters, do it on a nice, consistent level. You can get the information from your social media posts, other posts maybe you see out on LinkedIn. Even if you go to a trade show, what are they talking about at the trade show? Put a few lines in there about that. So you can put together a newsletter, keeping your brand top of mind to your customers and your prospects. Then, and only when you feel like now you've got that newsletter into that nice cadence because you've set up a template for the newsletter. It's very easy now. It's just drag and drop that information from the month in there. Now set up some prospecting emails. If you have a CRM, set up the prospecting emails so that you can put them into almost an automatic workflow. So after that first email goes, because you have them all set up, you don't have to touch it again. You don't have to touch it the next time you get a prospect because you can automatically put them into this nice, nurturing workflow. You see, sometimes it takes time up front, but then hands off. You don't have to touch it. But I will say, go back and look at it. See what the kind of tracking was on it. Did they open it? Did they click? What are they responding to? If things and leave it a few months, don't be changing things around every single email. That's not a good identification, whether it worked or not. Let it sit for a few months. If then you don't feel like it's doing anything, go and tweak it. But again, you have this workflow all set up so it goes automatically into the prospecting. Once you have that, so we have LinkedIn going on a nice cadence, one good post a month. You have a nice newsletter going out once a month. You're starting to have a workflow for any prospects you get. Maybe they're your LinkedIn connections and you use seamless AI to find their email. And then you're able to put them in there to say, I noticed we have this in line on LinkedIn or we've connected on LinkedIn. Would you like to receive our most recent newsletter or whatever it is you're going to give out, or a webinar or an ebook or a white paper, whatever it might be in regards to content, give it to them. Content. Let's talk about that for a minute. If you're creating content, make sure the content is from your brand, is your brand's voice. Yes, you can use AI tools, but please, I stress, don't just take whatever it was here and throw it up there, because now all you've done is you are generic with everybody else out there who's crowding up the marketplace. You don't want to do that. That's a waste of your time. Like, don't even bother if all you're going to do is push that same generated content out there. It has to be unique to you because this is how you'll start to form those relationships. You want to form relationships because relationships is what gives you that nice, steady growth to reaching your goals. If you don't build relationships, it's transactional. And you have a sales cycle that looks like this. And trust me, we were there. That is tiring. You can't plan. And it's mundane because now you're just always just trying to get the brunt work done. You're never looking at new things. You're never going into new areas and you get bored. So please listen to me and my mistakes. You want to go and get a sales cycle that's like that. And that all is by really concentrating on setting up emails and newsletters and social media posts that form those relationships and build trust. Once, and I know I'm going through this step by step, but this is what I wanted to do. After you've done the LinkedIn, we've set up a newsletter, we've got now a prospecting workflow. Think heavily about trade shows, attending and exhibiting. But if you are going to attend or exhibit, do your research up front. Do your research up front of who's going to be there, who should you be talking to because they're in your wheelhouse. They're part of that target audience. Because when you go to these large shows, I don't know about all of you, but sometimes there's so many people. I'm like a deer in headlights, and I'll start talking to this one and this one and this one. But are those people really my objective for being at the show? And I don't mean to feel so structured, but some shows are so big, you've got to be structured like that. You almost have to map it all out like, okay, I'm going to see this booth, but I want to go to this booth and I want to go to this booth. Get all that structured stuff done. And then you can go back and casually just talk to random people as you meet them. But work on trade shows, attending and exhibiting. Trade shows, I think, are an unbelievable place to find out information that you can post about, that you can write about in the newsletter. So think about trade shows. It's important for you that if you're going to align with anyone, if you're going to align with a specific publisher or a conference company, you've got to make sure those people understand your market. I know sometimes we might get excited and say, oh, I want to align with them. They've got 20,000 followers or they've got 10,000 followers. But are they in your wheelhouse? Make sure you align with people who are in your wheelhouse so you guys can collaborate and then you can each help each other. Don't concentrate on numbers, concentrate on quality. When you concentrate on quality and you know whatever source or person you're connecting with is in that specific place, you'll have confidence that you're in the right area. You'll save your sales team a lot of time because you're not going to be giving them this deluge of leads of people. 80% of them won't be interested in what you have. You're going to be able to give them that cream of the crop, that's going to save them 5 steps because you already know for a fact they are in your space. You might know already for a fact that they are interested in your specific product. There's some of these prospecting tools out there like Seamless AI where you can pull intent data. So you can pull people who are searching on a specific topic. Metal forming, pharmaceutical manufacturing, HPLC machines, CNC machines, whatever it might be for your target, but you can pull that intent data. So you know this person is spot in your industry and they're interested in that specific thing. And now your sales team is ready to go. I don't want to say in for the kill. Well, you know what I mean, but they're ready to really get a nice, deep conversation going versus that initial, are you the right person? Are you interested? Oh no, pass me to this other department. And it takes like weeks and several emails to get to the one person you really need to talk to. So align yourself with those people in your wheelhouse. And then the last thing, if you need an agency to help you out, and I am not promoting ourselves, I'm saying this because it's a bone of contention with me that there's a lot of marketing agencies that are charging crazy figures for their works. And it's driving me nuts. $5,000 a month, $8,000 a month. And they're making clients sign long contracts. After 9/11, after COVID, how can people be signing these long contracts? How do you know what's going to happen? Find agencies who are flexible. Find agencies that will make solutions that fit with your specific budget and needs. You find these people and they are truly interested in helping you out, and it's a win-win for both of you. They're not going to gouge you with the heavy price, but you're going to get an expert who's in that field and in doing marketing. Align yourself with those people. And when you go to look for these agencies, so first, Go into the ones who are flexible. I would not sign long-term contracts. Why? You don't want to be held to that. You may not be able to, depending on what happens with the economy. The other thing is, yes, you want them to be in the field, but the other thing is ask them who is actually going to do the work. This is very important because you might align with a company that does a lot of work in your space, but you need to dig deep and find out who's going to do the work. I've heard of some people, they get in the client, but they're only like the window. It's like you're window shopping. You're seeing the window. Yeah, you're getting them. But guess what? Guess what's behind the scenes? You're being outsourced to all these other agencies or freelancers or whatever it might be that may not even be where you think they are locationally, but they may not even really be experts in this area. So these are things, just warnings, be careful. Because especially on the industrial products, you need people who know the industrial manufacturing, industrial product space, and how to market it, because this is what will save you time and energy. So let's just recap quickly. One, make sure you have a clean customer database that you can analyze who is buying from you and what are they buying, like which are your most popular products. Is it necessary to keep the ones that aren't popular? All things you need to think about. Then when you know that target audience, go onto LinkedIn, give yourself that 21-day challenge of one social LinkedIn post a week, 5 to 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes, stop it at 10 minutes, but connect with a few people while you're on there, comment with detailed, thought-provoking comments so that other people comment back. Then when that is done, create a nice newsletter so you can get out there the word. And within that newsletter or your social media post, add that video. We don't all have to be perfect at video. I mean, just pick it up. If you've got a thought, something that's top of mind, or you just went by a piece of equipment, say, take a picture, say, oh my goodness, look at this AI painting equipment. Look how it knows exactly where to go on the object. It's fascinating. That's all you need. Nothing major. Make it simple, but get it out there. And it doesn't have to be perfect or polished. Set up those newsletters, then set up a nice prospecting, nurturing email campaign. When that's all done, definitely look into those trade shows to attend and exhibit. Align yourself with other people in your space. They will be able to help you, and they will help you pinpoint that exact target audience. And then if you do need an agency to help you out, look for the ones who truly care about helping you. So they're willing to offer you these flexible packages to fit your plan with your objectives. And you know that the people that they have in-house are doing the work and have worked on similar campaigns before. With everything you do, please be authentic and unique. That is how you're going to stand out from all your competition. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to comment below, or you can always email me at dpeterson@worldinnovators.com. I don't mind. Really, email me. We could set up a call. We could talk for an hour about your objectives. What are you trying to handle? I'll give some suggestions of what maybe you should do, and you can go from there. You can decide what you want to do. So good luck, and I'll see you next week. Bye.